Hello and welcome to this episode of Soul Wise with me, Semily Sherry. And here we are at the beginning of a new lunar month. This year of 2024 seems to be slipping by very, very quickly. So this is my spiritual guidance covering June and July, beginning with the Gemini new moon on June the 6th at 1:38 p.m. and that's in the UK, which is where I live. As you know by now, if you've been listening, every new lunar month I draw one card from the Thoth Tarot to explore the key energy to navigate by during the coming 4 weeks. And using my intuition, this will spark off other things that may come through. And then I take a very quick look at the astrology. So for this month, I've drawn the card, the Moon, and I'm calling this reading, Bring Light from the Dark. So this month, we're back to a major arcana card, which tells you that this is an important 4 weeks where spirit is particularly active and interested in what unfolds. Your own actions, and particularly your choices, as this Gemini new moon suggests, are likely to impact the future for some time to come. When you add in the deep, inner, and often unconscious energy currents represented by the moon, then you know it's going to be a spiritually rich, but also a potentially confusing 4 weeks. Many cultures believe that souls enter and exit the earth through the gateway or portal of the moon. So there's something to be recognized here about the cyclic nature of time and our journey as souls incarnating into many different bodies through time. There's a need to face and release the fear of death and loss, as this is all part of the natural cycle of life. That's a theme that's been ongoing since we first encountered COVID. It's also vital to understand that as an eternal soul, you're not operating within any perceived time limits at all. The soul and higher self is the messenger of the divine that communicates this knowing to your human personality. And as an aside, Mercury is the planet that rules Gemini and is also the messenger of the gods in Roman mythology. Here's a fun experimental exercise for when you're worrying that there simply aren't enough hours in the day. Breathe deeply and remind yourself that you are an aspect of the divine whole. As part of the divine whole, you are an aspect of time itself, and you can create your own experience of it. Set the intention to move through your day calmly and easily, fulfilling all your necessary tasks and desired activities. Time really does appear to stretch out when you consciously do this. It's quite amazing. Gandhi demonstrated this understanding when he famously said, "I have so much to accomplish today that I must meditate for 2 hours instead of 1. If you're a client of mine, I'm pretty sure I'll have said this to you at least once. Much of what you see and feel around you could play on your fears and activate your animal survival thinking in a major way over the next 4 weeks. You may be so triggered by these experiences that you're tempted to turn to alcohol or drugs to mask the feelings or escape them in some other way. Instead, the moon invites you to go inside yourself and listen to the wise inner voice of your intuition, quietly speaking the truth of your soul. Because of the unclear and confusing energies this month, try to avoid doing or saying anything when you can feel that you're strongly emotionally triggered. It's most likely to be your unconscious fear and pain in control at these times. So pause until you've had time to investigate and question your initial reactions. Checking in with yourself will give you the clarity you need. Another way your soul and unconscious may communicate with you is through your dreams. Nightmares may show you where your deepest fears lie, urging you to shine the light of your inner knowing and understanding on them and lay them to rest. Past life experiences may show up for you too. Feelings and fears arising that make no sense within the context of your current lifetime or situation. It might seem at times as if you're going mad, but if you sit quietly and look at these fears face on with compassion, your soul will shine the light of truth on them, dispelling the darkness and releasing the power they hold over you. If you've already done considerable shadow work, information and messages directly from Source may flow in while you sleep this lunar month, bringing in higher consciousness, awareness, and exquisite energetic frequencies. You may remember beautiful past life experiences and wisdom, becoming able in the now to bring through the soul gifts you carry within you from those previous lifetimes. Perhaps you'll be given glimpses of your future self and the world that may come. Out in the wider world, you'll already be aware that there is much deliberate deceit at work and things are not exactly as they're being presented through mainstream information channels. The Egyptian imagery on the moon card takes me intuitively to the Middle East and the multiple ongoing conflicts taking place there. If you look back through history, the karma that's been generated, the fear and trauma stored in the human unconscious through the happenings in that geographic area is immense. All of this karmic fear is being reactivated in many people now. For a fascinating picture of all that has happened there to cause this, see the Wikipedia page, and if you're listening, then I will place the link in the description below. There is the possibility of a chance to overcome these old illusions and delusions and choose differently in the crucible of these recurring conflict situations. If those closely involved can receive and understand the message of the moon, I'll be watching developments there with interest. The moon, of course, rules the seas, tides, and the sign of Pisces, so I feel there may well be flooding, unusually high tides, or even possibly a tsunami. On the positive side, issues may come to the fore regarding water and new ideas around its management, cleansing, and regeneration as central to the continuation of life. As water is known to hold memory and consciousness, I recommend spending time by, in, or on the water to both release what you don't need and absorb the wisdom and healing it holds. While so much of what you see happening out there in the world might be undoubtedly dark and frightening, the moon urges you to understand that you create your own timeline. You can choose to let the nightmare of unconscious fear and pain rule you and your decisions, or you can choose the path of love and live the deeper, higher reality of the soul. The moon offers an initiation into another way of seeing and being that leads you necessarily right into and through the heart of darkness. Only then can you emerge fully on the other side into the bright light of love, harmony, peace, freedom, and empowerment for the good of all. This is conscious awareness, liberated from the survivalist, fearful programming of the human unconscious. My dream is for all of us to take this journey. And here's a quick look at the astrology for this lunar month. The Gemini new moon speeds along the progress that we so desperately need and makes it easy and enjoyable with Saturn in Pisces. You do need to be careful to stay grounded in practical reality though, as if things seem to be too good to be true, they probably are. The possibilities are very enticing, but proceed with caution. By the full moon in Capricorn on the 22nd of June, feelings may reach overwhelming heights and lure you astray, so spend some time in meditation to avoid merely reacting and to encourage more soulful responses that include the needs of others. Around you or on the world stage, you're likely to see violence erupt where others have not managed to do this. Mars in Taurus lends its power and energy to those working with physical resources and urges you to start doing things differently where you see the need to. So there you have it. It's going to be a little bit of a mixed month, I'm sure. There are some positives, some beautiful spiritual energies helping us, supporting us, if we choose to tune in and receive them. For many, the confusion, the uncertainty and the disorientation of all the changes going on will continue to confuse and to bring in fear. So you stay centered in the truth of your inner knowing, in the truth of your soul. Revisit that space and place often to hold you steady. And as ever, I remind you that all will be well. The divine plan is at work, and we will come through this and out into a brighter new day. I send you my love and blessings as always, walking alongside you on this path. And I wish you a blessed and calm 4 weeks ahead. Until next time, goodbye for now.